Okay, so I've been coming to Nashville for years, and I've been to just about every guitar store here in town, and this is my favorite one, Carter Vintage Guitars. So today we're gonna do a Guitar Store Tours episode here at Carter. I got my friend Zach Broyles, who used to work here but now runs Mythos Pedals, and we're gonna play some really cool stuff. One thing in particular, if I can get my hands on it, is gonna be hopefully one of the coolest guitars I've ever played. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. I post new videos every week. Be sure to subscribe down below and click the bell icon to be notified when I'm going live and posting new videos. And also check out Carter Vintage Guitars on Instagram. They've got a really great Instagram profile who's run by the guy John here, who will well, we're going to meet right now.
Zach he knows how to get everything out of the cases and all that good stuff.
I know where all the keys are.
Yeah, we'll give him the keys.
You know where all the keys are. Okay.
But I'm going to be back in my hole of editing, so you guys have the keys to the place. And
wait, so we have free reign over this whole room?
And behind Walters.
And behind Walters. And the special cases.
Oh my God.
This should be good.
Okay. All right, well, let's start with this thing then. I don't even know how to play mandolin, but... What year is that?
I think it's a 67.
Dude,
or
that's...
60, no, it's 65, I think.
Watch the boom mic.
Yeah, 65.
Watch your head.
Dude.
Or whatever this is.
I love Trini Lopez's.
Yeah, it's really good.
And then this is what we'll be playing through today?
Yeah, so it's a 53 Pro with a recount speaker, but
and a speed hole?
Speed hole, and then this jack just says no. So
it does.
I trust it.
Yeah, it's fine. This is for lightweight and aerodynamics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that shaves at least an ounce off the whole amp weight.
66 Strat.
That was cool. There's this 58's pretty good. That was owned by Billy Corgan.
Oh. Yep.
It's got a small headstock crack, but I don't know, the pickguard shrank, everything looks right. So.
What does it sound like that sound?
Oh, it's a Stores sticker.
Wow.
So that's a funny thing, like, you don't really see that anymore, but for a long time you would see the name of a store like on a sticker, just on the back of headstock.
Like when you buy an old Buick or something and have the name of the dealership on the back?
Yeah, you can never get it off.
Hendrix Chevrolet.
So, everyone, Zach Broyles, aka Zach from Mythos. But before he was with Mythos, he worked here at Carter Vintage Guitars in Nashville. Now, I did a podcast with Zach, but in that first episode, I talked about like the guitar stores of Nashville, and to me, Carter is like the Goldilocks zone. If you're gonna come to one store in this town, it's got to be Carter Vintage, I think.
Look at this. A lilac thin line, lavender lilac, routed for a T-top. It's one of like the rarest telly finishes ever made.
That's sick. That's actually really cool.
And it's only 10.5.
It's a bargain. What year is it?
It's a 71.
Wow.
60. What am I
I'm
thinking?
just going to move this because I'm so nervous. He keeps getting the headstock so close to this, and it's just making me so nervous.
So John here at Carter Vintage was really cool and set us up in this room. Normally for these Guitar Store Tour videos, it's just me running around and like trying to run and gun and capture stuff on the fly, but we actually have like a setup here today. So we're gonna play a bunch of vintage stuff, and there's one guitar in particular that I really want to get my hands on. Let's play some guitars.
Sure. Feedback, but every now and again you'll just hit a chord and it's just like, wow, it's amazing.
We're gonna play first.
Man, I think that Blackguard 53 Telly is pretty good place to start.
Okay. Oh, it's a real, yeah. Yes, this has the mud switch, the mud circuit. So it's like traditional Telly three-way, but this position, bridge, this position, neck by itself, this position, neck, tone rolled all the way down to kind of simulate bass, sort of. You get that. Look at that though.
It's like the prototypical the wear on the pickguard.
It's like what every custom shop Blackguard wants to be, basically. And you're right, the necks on these aren't that big.
Man, you know, I think that's a serious misconception. Like, every vintage guitar I've played, except for some really early, like Banner headstock Gibsons, way more comfortable, because those are like huge. Yeah. Those are really hard to play, but everything else, I mean, every electric guitar, they feel like modern guitars.
Yeah.
You know, just with small frets.
Yeah. That's the coolest thing ever, man.
I'm dropping. So 1965 Trini Lopez. I think this would have probably patent number pickups.
Yeah.
65 it should. Got the Firebird headstock and the crazy inlays. I don't know the technical name of these inlays, which I'm embarrassed to admit. Nylon saddles, it's pretty, classic mid-60s Gibson.
Good.
Yeah,
that sounds really good.
That's all right.
Yeah.
You can really hear how like a good humbucker has that clarity, and kind of sounds like an insanely fat Telecaster.
Right.
Damn. No. Because the truth is, he didn't really like the guitar. Yeah. So he played it. He needed a Strat, so he went over, picked it up in a local shop. And he's been quoted as saying that he really didn't like the guitar all that much.
Really?
Yeah. So he didn't play it much after he recorded with it. So kind of crazy.
Yes. Wow. I mean, it's funny. It's just a 70s CBS Strat. How much would it be worth if it wasn't the Seaham Alabama Strat?
Probably $2,250, $2,500.
They've gone up. These have gone way up, but
4-bolt 70s still go for a ton of money.
oh, this is a
It's a 3-bolt?
But then once you go
Yeah,
to
look at that.
3-bolt,
look at the neck though.
quite a bit.
That's a nice neck.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. Like, there have been a few that came through that were like really good. You know, and it's really luck of the draw. But this one's it's a fine guitar.
Yeah, it's not crazy heavy. Some of the 70 Strats, you pick them up like pretty crazy.
And Ed was such a cool guy, and he had no airs about him.
Right.
You know, and he was just like ready to talk to anybody, and it's just really cool. And so yeah, I think everyone that knew him kind of has this admiration of this instrument, regardless of the song, but just because Ed was such
Just because
nice
Ed,
guy.
I mean, dude, and he was such a killer player.
Yeah, he was great. He was so shy. And he had written all these iconic riffs, but he was so shy. It was so funny.
I mean, we kind of have to play the riff, don't we?
You can just say, "Torn it up."
Well, the other thing too is like the video might get blocked or demonetized.
Yeah.
Play it.
You have to play it on the guitar, regardless of whether or not this is.
Yeah, you have to play it.
But you also have to play it right, because that was one thing about Ed. If he heard someone playing the Sweet Home like wrong, he's like,
I don't know if I know how to play it right. Do you know how to play it right?
It's been 15 years.
That.
Yeah. He did it differently. Like, there's a Marty video with Ed. Have you watched it?
No, let's watch it right now.
Put the guitar.
Ready? I'm gonna do it one time. I feel like if I do it any more than that, it's gonna get blocked or demonetized, or something bad's gonna happen. So, I'm kind of nervous.
Don't be
It's a lot of
nervous.
pressure.
Just play to me.
Dude, that is actually really cool. Did he use the second position or the fourth position?
I don't know.
Because that sounds right. Versus. I mean, seriously, man, like I remember when I was a kid living in Mobile, Alabama at like 5 years old and listening to that song. And that was like one of the first times I can remember hearing a guitar and liking a song as a kid, because it was like a rock and roll song.
Yeah. Well, that was Skynyrd is still one of my dad's favorite bands, and so we had Skynyrd's Innards, which was like a greatest hits.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we rode around in his Chevy Blazer listening to that, and it's part of my childhood too, totally.
Well, dude, the studio that they cut at was actually really close to me in Doraville, Georgia, just outside of Atlanta. It was called Studio One. And I've looked up the address, and now it's like a warehouse for like gaskets or something weird like that. But that was the studio that they did like pronounced like Lynyrd Skynyrd, and I think they did 2 or 3 of their big records there. But I mean, dude, for a kid that grew up in the South and like started playing guitar, that's a big deal. Like Skynyrd was the thing, you know, for a long time, and now it's like this is the guitar, you know, like.
And it's a good one. It's not.
Yeah,
It's not bad.
It doesn't suck. The thing that cracks me up though is like, just because of had he used a different Strat on the session, or a different guitar, a Tele or a 335 or whatever, it would be different. But it's like, no, it's this. It's kind of an emotional thing actually, to be holding it. Like, it's yeah. The neck sounds good.
I honestly don't know. I know it's a lot.
I mean, I get it, man. It's, you know, it's a big deal. Like, even if you don't like Skynyrd or don't like that song or whatever, it's like...
A lot of people picked up guitar because of that song.
Yeah, a lot of people. A lot of people still do pick up guitar. In fact, I remember when I was a kid and I first learned playing that was one of the first things I learned. I, of course, played it completely wrong. Like, but like I remember the day I learned how to play Sweet Home Alabama. Like 13 years old, so 2003. I learned how to play, and it was like a big deal. I was able to play Sweet Home Alabama. Damn. Okay. I have to put it back before I have like. I don't want to be responsible for it for too long. So.